let's talk a little bit about Elite Dangerous. This game we all know and love, and I emphasize love because if anyone's watching this video, um, you're part of the community and you probably love this game. Been doing a lot of thinking about it the last couple weeks. A couple of you might not know I've been playing in solo for a few days because my PlayStation Plus subscription ran out. I have the money to resubscribe, no problem, but I haven't decided to do that yet. Elite Dangerous has some problems, and I'm only making this video because my wife broke down and cried today because we were talking about Elite. A lot of you don't know that experience, and I don't envy you that. But for someone you love and care about to be so hurt by the changes made in a game that you have to watch them cry because there's nothing you can do about it. That sucks, guys. That really sucks. Now, that being said, why does it suck? Well, it sucks because it sucks. No one likes seeing someone that they love hurt. Well, what was she crying about, you might ask? She feels the game is broken to a point that she doesn't even want to play it. And that breaks her heart because she loves the game. And she doesn't want to play a broken version of the game she loves. And I'm going to go into some detail about that while I go back down because I forgot to scan this thing. But what's broken in Elite? We're not talking about bugs, guys. We're talking about changes to the game that we have seen take place over the last few years that have destroyed the game. Ultimately destroyed the game. Sold more copies, but it's destroyed the game as a whole. For example, something as simple as the introduction of deep core mining destroyed the game. Shouldn't have. Your ability to mine more of something faster should not destroy the game. What happened was FDev decided to make it possible to make ridiculous sums of money shortcutting the entire game. What do I mean by ridiculous sums of money? Well, the galactic average for tritium, we won't even use tritium, we'll use diamonds. The galactic average for low temp diamonds is what? You know, I'm not going to look it up so I have it accurate on here. I'm just going to guess. Galactic average is 50,000 credits per ton. That shouldn't be too far off, so we'll let it go at that. 50,000 credits per ton, but you can make 1.7 million per ton. This game has taken something and just absolutely broken it. And what is broken? It's the adventure that's broken. A player can go from Sidewinder to Fleet Carrier, and I'm going to be generous and say a week, when honestly they can do it in a matter of a couple days. A player can subvert the entire game and reach what FDev calls in-game content, the Fleet Carriers, in a couple days. We're going to say a week, like like I said, be generous.
You have entered a trespass zone.
So, how does this break the game? Well, I have a video on my YouTube. It'll be added to this one, where Lara made elite in trade. Now, a lot of you are thinking, what's the big deal with that? Lara's
Under attack.
Lara made elite in trade the old-fashioned way, the way a lot of us veterans did. And it took Lara 3 years to make elite in trade. 3 years. She was so excited that she cried. And I have that on my YouTube. I was touched by how excited she was and how emotionally connected to her game progress she was. I tried to capture that, and I had to edit so much because it was so underwhelming to everyone else because of mining that they were more interested in trying to run over each other in SRVs, that the defeat to them meant nothing. Defeat meant everything to my wife. However, when you go through the squadron page, trade rank elite, this person's been playing less than a week. Trade rank elite, this player's been playing for 2 weeks. Tiger Forest, he actually has not been playing less than a week. He's been playing for almost 2 years now. So that's one of our veterans doing things the old-fashioned way. But Explorer rank elite, that's amazing. Haven't seen that guy, but he's in our squadron. Let's skip these bookmarks. Let's go down. We're looking for trade rank elites. Shane 3D played the game for 1 week, got trade rank elite, does not play this game anymore. He's still in the squadron, but we haven't cleaned his name out yet. He doesn't play anymore. There you go. He joined his first day in the game. It was the 30th of May. So the guy had been playing a month. It took him a month to get trade rank elite. It wasn't a week. But you see what I'm getting at. TJ Burke doesn't even play the game anymore. Played it for about 2 weeks, got trade rank elite, and quit playing. There's no appreciation for accomplishment in this game because it is no accomplishment anymore. How do you fix this? You have to figure out how to fix it by looking at what causes the problem. Is being able to make 1.7 million per ton game breaking? That's not the problem. No, that's not what's game breaking. What's game breaking is the supply and demand doesn't exist. A station will be buying low temperature diamonds for 1.7 million per ton, and they will want 4,000. However, 4,000 players will sell 10,000 diamonds to this station, and this demand will not reset until the end of the day. I don't know if FDev servers are capable of doing what I'm about to say, but it's the only way to keep our current mining keep our current mining mechanic and make it realistic and not game breaking. The supply and demand needs to be real time, and it needs to be accurate, meaning if a station needs 4,500, it should only buy 4,500, not 120,000. I know the mechanic in the game code exists because our carriers do it. If I put in a buy order for 4,500 low temp diamonds at maximum price, which for a player is only, was it 600,000 we can sell them for, or buy them for with a carrier. Once it gets its purchase order, the buy order disappears. Okay? What am I meaning by this? If you can do it with a fleet carrier, you can do it with a station. Okay, FDev? It would take one employee to create these gold rushes across the bubble or out in Colonia, wherever. And just alter the code to where it behaves like a fleet carrier's does. When the demand is filled, it's over. Okay? That sounds unfair, but it's also reasonable. Another thing. Winged trade missions. Not gonna lie. Winged trade missions almost broke the game when they came out, and they've been nerfed. They have been nerfed. They nerfed not only the amount that you can earn with them, but they nerfed the frequency of their spawn rate. I don't know how to fix that other than saying that wing missions in general, I hate to say this, but wing missions in general should reward each player according to their participation in the mission. Meaning the 50 million that is earned should be split between the four, not given to the four. And only a percentage of that based upon how much each player contributes. That way veteran players aren't able to just do a mission and then give away 150 million in credits to people that did nothing. That's game breaking. That subverts the pathways of the game, even though it's in game. How do you write that algorithm? I'm not a code writer, but if the mission requires 1,200 tons and each player supplies 300 tons to that mission, then give each player, you know, the 50 million. However, if one player contributes 1,000 and another player contributes only 200, then give the one who contributed 1,000 50 million and the one who contributed 200 about 10 million or a little less. It won't take anyone with a mathematical mind very long to figure out how I'm coming up with those numbers. It's a very simple equation. But I do feel, and that goes for combat missions as well, you know, reward people for how many or what percentage of the kills they get, you know, make a minimum to get max rewards or what have you. Same with mining. Pulling the trade dividends out of carriers makes sense, but in so doing, being how the carrier is disconnected from BGS, you made the redemption office useless, absolutely useless. And putting a cap based off of percentage of galactic average on how much a carrier can buy commodities for completely, I won't say invalidates, but it destroys any purpose or meaning behind a black market on one as well. I won't go into super in depth on why this is, but the person buying it has to be able to make a profit too. And you have to be able to offer, you know, a reasonable amount to encourage a player to sell it to you as a carrier owner. So these two, the redemption office and the black market, are utterly useless. with the current commodity market on the carrier the way it is. But the game is broken. We know it's broken. How do you fix it? I've already explained that. Make a realistic supply and demand. Okay? Service reset every 10 minutes. If you have to put in a randomized
critical message.
a randomizer to
Fuel scooping.
influence the market to provide
Fuel scooping complete.
demands, I mean, you can do it that way, but a realistic supply and demand updated every 10 minutes with the mission board would be realistic. Okay, that would make sense and that would help fix the game. An effort gauge on wing missions. Do I think rolling back the ability to make money at this late in the game when it's already been here for over a year would drive away existing players? Honestly, no. Why do I feel this way? Because anyone who would be driven away by that is already so ridiculously rich that it doesn't matter. You know, I mean, it literally, at this point, credits don't matter in the game. You might as well take them out. Do you want to know my solution for a black market and a redemption office being useless? Combine them. Allow us to have an interstellar factor there instead, which would work. It would take the place of both. Allow us to clean ships, clean modules. Fix the market to where we can choose our buy price and sell price. You know, I understand that it was easier to do it the way that you did it, but allowing us, if you're wanting to introduce a player market, you've got to actually cut the chains off of the players to be able to run their own market. How do you save the game? At this point, all you're doing as a company, FDev, this is to you in case anyone on the development team decides to watch this video and listen to my rant. Whether it's shared by another player, I'm not going to share it to the forums, but whether someone else does or not.
Scan detected.
You've got to
Frameshift drive
stop
charging.
trying to sell copies and start trying to keep players.
3, 2, 1.
If you keep players, you're going to sell copies because you have a beautiful game. We love this game, but your game is dying. Your game is hemorrhaging. It's coming apart at the seams, and it's because of, well, a lot of things that I said. I'm not going to go deep into this, but BGS in open only, all forms, power play, faction influence, BGS period in open only, should be a thing. It really should. I hate to say it because I know that was a premise that you built this game on, being able to influence the game in all game modes. However, that same post said that no play style would be overpowering to another. I forget the exact words, but it said that no play style would be favored or shown favoritism in playing the game, and we know you've already broken that one with mining. Systems influence should not be able to be influenced in private and solo. It just shouldn't. It breaks the immersion of the game, period. Say what you want. I'm speaking facts. I'm not speaking emotion. It breaks the game. Very, very briefly, combat logging. Investigate it on a case-by-case basis. Start banning people. It needs to be done. It was in the same year as the previous two posts that I'm talking about. FDev said that they were going to be doing this, investigating and punishing players, and they haven't, period. I know you're afraid of losing players, but you're losing players because you're not doing it. Gankers, this is an open world RPG. There are going to be gankers. Griefers, investigate it appropriately. Disciplined griefers, which are people who use aspects of the game as unintended to negatively influence another person's gameplay. That includes combat logging. That is griefing. But like I said, that's only briefly. I don't want to go deep into that. But you've got to do something to your game and with your game, because your game is dying. And it's not just dying as far as numbers goes, because I'm sure your numbers show that you're selling copies, and you have an active login base, but it's dying in the hearts of the veterans. The game is meaning less and less to the veterans. And that a game without veterans is a dead game. You would argue that, you know, when a game first comes out, it has no veterans. That is true. But no game is dead as soon as it comes out, if it's worth anything. I mean, we know Fallout 76 was dead when it came out, and we know that No Man's Sky was dead when it came out. But they've fixed their game. They've reworked it. And while I disagree with Fallout 76 being playable, the player base says differently. It's been fixed. Same with No Man's Sky. This game's competition. I will hate on No Man's Sky all day, every day, but they realized that their design was wrong, and they had to fix it. I know I say a lot. I'm trying to say all this without pausing, so forgive me for the ums. But the game needs a change. And I don't know if FDev is willing to make those changes. Am I all-knowing and super wise and know what's best for this game? No. No, anyone watching this video will also tell you that I am one of probably the most disliked, I won't say hated, but one of the most disliked on PS4. We won't get into those reasons why. I'm pretty sure they'll be in the comment section below. But let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, share the video. I know it's long, but those of you who know me know that I am long-winded. I love you guys, even you gankers. No, I'm not a ganker to those who don't know me. But I love you guys. Keep Elite dangerous. And don't give up hope. I'm hoping that maybe FDev will listen and fix this game that we know and love.